Okay. Good morning. How long to wait? Let me start. Let others join. Consider attendance. Amrish,
Yes, ma'am.
Anu,
Present, ma'am.
Ashok,
Present, ma'am.
Benita, Bhavishya,
Present, ma'am.
Chaitra,
Present, ma'am.
Diksha, Deepika,
Present, ma'am.
Murli Krishna, Harshit,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Kishore,
Present, ma'am.
Manjunath,
Yes, ma'am.
Nayana, Nilanjan,
Yes, ma'am.
Nishant, Rajeshwari,
Present, ma'am.
Ramya,
Present, ma'am.
Rashmi,
Present, ma'am.
Srinivas,
Present, ma'am.
Sunil,
Present, ma'am.
okay. Anyone respond? Able to see? Able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
I have I'm recording, right? Sometimes we forget. Okay, it's there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So in the last few classes, we were seeing what is phishing and what is identity theft. So let's just summarize what is phishing: a type of email scam that steals your identity. So using email, they are trying to take all your identities. That is what is called phishing. So how the email fraud technique they are doing, in which the culprit sends. So what the culprit will be doing, he'll be sending emails as if it is sent by a BMS IT. Let us assume that your BMS IT fourth sem students, it looks as if HOD has sent you a mail, but actually HOD would have not sent you. Something like that may happen. So then that is what is called as a phishing. So legitimate in an effort to accumulate personal and financial information. Recipient message like come from well-known and trustworthy sites. So maybe Payball. So there are so many sites like that. So the same way, fishers use a different social engineering and email spoofing to try to trick their victims. The act of sending an email to a user and falsely claiming to be an established legitimate organization to scam the user into giving up private information to be used for identity theft. So the email steer the user to visit a website where they are asked to update their personal information, visit their password and information about their credit card, bank account number, etc. So this we have seen the last few classes, which country was having a more percentage of spam volumes. And what is spam email? Also known as junk emails. Identical message are sent to a numerous receipts. A popular medium for phishers to scam user to enter personal information on fake websites. A person who creates electronic spam is called as a spammer. Then types unsolicited bulk email, UBE, unsolicited commercial emails, UCE. Then tactics used by a fisher, names of legitimate organization. It may be from a real employee, or it can be from a URLs that look right. So then urgent messages, phrases used to entice the user, verify your account. You have won the lottery. If you don't respond within 48 hours, your account will be closed. Something like this, they would have been sending. These are the tactics what the fishers will be doing. Then Hawk's email, a deliberate attempt to deceive or trick a user into believing or accepting that something is real. Hoax or email may or may not be spam emails. Method of phishing: dragnet, use of spammed emails, rod and reel, identifying a specific prospective victim in advance and convey false information to them to prompt their disclosure of personal and financial data. Lobster pot focuses upon use of spoofed website. Killnet relies far less on social engineering techniques, and phishers introduce malicious code into email and websites. So URL manipulations, filter aviation, website forgery, flash phishing, social phishing, then phone phishing. So phishers usually send millions of email messages, pop-up windows, etc. that appears to be looking official and legitimate. Sperm phishing, a method of sending a phishing message to a particular organization to gain organizational information for more targeted social engineering. Sperm phisher sends email that appears genuine. The message might look like as if it has come from your employer or from colleagues who might send an email message to everyone in the company, such as a person who manages the computer system. It could include a request for usernames or passwords. Then whaling, a specific form of phishing and or sperm phishing, targeting executives from the top management in the organization, usually from a private companies. The objective is to swing the executive into a revealing confidential information. Whaling targets C-level executives, sometimes with the help of information glared through sperm phishing aimed at installing malware for key logging and other backdoor accessing mechanism. Email sent in the Walming scams are designed to masquerade as a critical business email sent from a legitimate business body or from a business authorities. Whaling phishers have also forgot official looking Facebook sub phenomena emails and claim that the manager need to click a link and install specific software to view the sub phenomena. What are the types of phishing scams? It may be descriptive phishing, malware-based phishing, keylogger, session hijacking, in-session phishing, web trojan, farming, system reconfiguration attacks, data theft, content injection phishing, man-in-the-middle phishing, search engine phishing, SSL. Distributed phishing attacks. So DBA, an advanced form of phishing attacks that works as per victim's personalization of the location of sites collecting credentials and convert transmission of credential to a hidden coordination center run by the phisher. A large number of fraudulent web hosts are used for each set of learned emails. Each server collects only a tiny percentage of victims' personal information. Phishing tools and spy phishing. A phishing toolkit is a set of scripts or programs, quite expensive. Phishers use a hypertext pre-processing (PHP) to develop the phishing kits. Most of the phishing kits are advertised and distributed to no charge, and usually these free phishing kits, also called do-it-yourself phishing kits. Phishing countermeasures. The countermeasures prevent malicious attacks that phishers may target to gain the unauthorized access to the system, to steal the relevant personal information about the victim from the system. It is always challenging to recognize judge the legitimacy of websites while Googling. SPS algorithm to thwart phishing attacks with sanitizing immunized by removing part of the content that entice the netizen info entering their personal information. Then SPA sanitizes all HTTP responses from suspicious URL with a warning message. So then identity theft fraud that involves someone pretending to be someone else to steal money or get other benefits. Persons who identify is used as suffer various consequences when he or she is held responsible for preparatory actions. The statistics, according to statistics, as per Federal Trade Commission (FTC), credit card fraud 26%, bank fraud 17%, employment fraud 12%, government fraud 9%, loan fraud 5%. Personal identification information. So frauders attempts to steal the elements mentioned below: full name, national identification number, telephone and mobile phone number, driver's license number, credit card number, digital identity, birth date and place name, face and finger printings. Frauders generally search the following about an individual. It may be first name or last name, maybe age, maybe country, maybe state or city or residence, or gender, then name of the school, college or workplace, job position, grades and or salary, criminal records, types of identity theft, financial identity theft, maybe a criminal identity theft, or maybe identity cloning, business identity theft, medical identity theft, synthetic identity theft, child identity theft, or it may be techniques of ID theft. It may be human-based methods or computer-based techniques. So cyber forensic provides digital evidence of a specific or a general activity, key role in investigation of cybercrime, evidence of case of cyber offenses, handling of digital forensic evidence. Computer is either the subject or about cyber crimes, or is used as a tool to commit a cybercrime. Then computer forensic or digital forensic. Digital evidence is required, a fast growing professional as well as business. Computer security and computer forensics are different from each other. The use of statistically derived and proven methods towards the preservation, collection, validation, identification, analysis, interpretation, documentation, and presentation of digital evidence derived from digital source for the purpose of felicitating or furthering the reconstruction of event found to be a criminal, or helping to anticipate unauthorized action shown to be disruptive to planned operation. Digital forensic science, application of analysis. So we start with what is digital forensic science. So what is forensic science? But what do you understand by forensic? Can anyone explain? What is forensic? Heard about forensic? Anybody? Heard about forensic? Whether you're there listening? Anybody? So it looks like you're just logging and you're not there. Can anybody respond? What is digital forensic science? Application of
Finding fingerprints.
Very good. Yes. Anybody else? Only fingerprints? Only fingerprints? You would have seen so many movies. Investigation, forensic people will come. Okay. Let me come back. Same Drishyam. Even in Drishyam 1, Drishyam 2. So how did they drag all the information? Yes, one by one, you can see there are so many movies which you would have seen about forensic science. They may take it for fingerprint, they may take hair, they may take DNA test. Like this, there are so many huge steps to find out who is the victim, right? That's what we are seeing in a digital forensic science. Applications of analysis techniques to the reliable and unbiased collection, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of digital evidence. Applications. What we are doing, digital forensic science, application of analysis techniques to the reliable and unbiased collection, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of digital evidence. So what they do in digital forensic science, do we have in Bangalore forensic labs? Bangalore ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ?
ಎಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇದೆ.
ಇದೆ. ಅದು ನಾವು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು MCA ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ನಮ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಏನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದು, we may try to develop application programs. So what should be studied to be a forensic scientist? ಏನು ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ಗೆ? ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಓದಿರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ಅವಾಗ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗೋದು. ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಓದ್ಕೋಬೇಕು?
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು MCA ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, MCA ಓದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಒಂದ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಏನು. ಸೊ ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಓದಿರ್ಬೇಕು? ಯಾರಾದ್ರು ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ವಾ, ಇವಾಗ ಮೂವೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಓದಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ? ನಿಮ್ಗಿದೆ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಏನ್ ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ. ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಡೆಸಿಗ್ನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಈ ತರ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಏನ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ತರ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಒಬ್ರು HAL ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರು ಈ ತರದ್ದೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಈ ತರ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ HAL ಪೀಪಲ್ಗೆ, ಸೊ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಡೂ. ಸೊ ಆ ತರ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಏನಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಇವಾಗ ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲ್ಸಗಳಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ BSc ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಅದು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೆಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೆಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರೋದು ಒಂದು ಭೋಪಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು ಸೌತ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಭೋಪಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು. ಅವರು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿ MSc ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ನೌ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ಆ ತರ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅವರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲೂ ವೇಕೆನ್ಸೀಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಈ ಫೋರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಒಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈವನ್ ಸೈಬರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ, ಸೈಬರ್ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು. ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೋ ಒನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವರ್ಕ್. So that's what every field nowadays you can see, they require computer professionals. So that's what here digital forensic science, application of analysis technique. So what they do, they try to analyze. So ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮೂವೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಈ 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಾಗಿದೆ, ಈ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿದೆ, ಈ analyzing all. So even Drishyam ಅಲ್ಲಿ you can see the hero, how much lies he say, but still because there is no evidence that did not work out. Though her mother is what is her mother? Or amma enagirtare Drishyam alli. You seen Drishyam 1 and 2 also, right? So in Drishyam movie, what is her mother? The boy's mother is what? Police, right? So even though she is a police, helappa
IG.
ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು IG ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಶಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್, ಅವ್ರು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೇಸ್ ನಡೀಲಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅವ್ರು IG ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಓದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ನು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಹೀರೋಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟು ದಿ ರಿಲೇಯಬಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನ್ಬಯಸ್ಡ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಫೊರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಅವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, MCA ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇಂದ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಗೂ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ. ನಾವು ಈಗ ನೀವು .NET ಕಲಿತೀರಾ, ಜಾವಾ ಕಲ್ತ್ರಿ, C ಕಲ್ತ್ರಿ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ವೇ ಹಿಯರ್, ಅನ್ಬಯಾಸ್ಡ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್, ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಯಾರೋ ಸತ್ತೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಅದು ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸೂಸೈಡಾ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಬಯಾಸ್ಡ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓ ಈ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಇದಾಯ್ತು, ಈ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯ್ತು, ಹಿಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅದು ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರು, ಈ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿದ್ರು, ಹಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸಸ್, ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಸೊ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸಸ್ ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಿತ್ತು, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ದೃಶ್ಯಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಶೋನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಹಿ ಎರೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸಸ್, ಸೊ ಹಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ದ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ದ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕಲಿ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ proven methods towards the presentation, collection, validation, identification, analysis, interpretation, documentation, and presentation of digital evidence derived from digital source for the purpose of felicitation or further the reconstruction of events found to be criminal or helping to anticipate unauthorized action shown to be disruptive to planned operation. So that's what here we see about a digital forensic science. So what we see, the use of scientifically ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸಸ್, ಬಟ್ they should analyze whether what they have collected evidence is correct one or it is false one. So in that movie you would have seen the original evidences he has erased and he recreated all the evidences ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. IG ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, he has just recreated everything, the original is completely different ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನೇ the use of scientifically derived and proven methods towards the preservation. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಫೈನಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು, ಆ ಹುಡುಗಂದು ಬಾಡಿ ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಸಿಗದೆ ಇರೋಂಗೆ he tried, right? So in the first ದೃಶ್ಯಂ we thought that he is buried in the police station ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ದೃಶ್ಯಂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬಂತು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಟೋರಿನೇ ಬಂತು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಈವನ್ ದೇ ಡಿಗ್ ದ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಫೌಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಇದ್ರೂನು ಹಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ದ DNA ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್, ಏನೇನೋ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಅದು ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಸಿ. ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್, ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್, ಸೊ ಆಮೇಲೆ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ಓಕೆ ಈಗ ಅದು ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ 6 years ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ದೇ ವರ್ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ದ ಬೋನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ, ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ DNA ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ವೇ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ digital sources for the purpose of facilitating or furthering the reconstruction of events found to be criminal or helping to anticipate unauthorized action shown to be disruptive to planned operation. That's what we can see here, digital forensic science. So ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, they try to collect all the information. So application of analysis techniques to the reliable and unbiased collection, analysis, interpretation and presentation of digital evidences. The use of scientifically derived and proven methods towards the preservation, collection, validation, identification, analysis, interpretation, documentation and presentation of digital evidence. So that's what we see in a digital forensics. In the same way, computer forensics andre eno. So what is digital, what is computer forensics? Related to the use of analytical and investigative techniques to identify, collect, examine and preserve evidences or information which is magnetically stored or encoded. So now, so So what we do, sometimes we give, you would have seen in movies, the some document, assume that some amount has to be given to some other person. So directly they will not interact. Instead of that, what they do, they give some codes. E code alli hogi kotre avaru aa code kodtare. So atara they do, right? So that's what is called as a encoding. So encoding means it is not directly, two people are not interacting. Instead of two people interacting, they just give the encoding, maybe some words, maybe some rupee. You would have seen two half rupees they would have torn and given to two people. If it is matching, okay, that is the right person. So this we would have seen in so many movies. That is what is called as a computer forensics. The lawful and ethical seizure, acquisition, analysis, reporting, and safeguarding of data and metadata derived from digital device which may contain information that is notable and perhaps of evidentiary value to the trier of fact in managerial, administrative, civil, and criminal investigation. In other words, it is a collection of techniques and tools used to find evidence in the computers. So suppose ಏನಾದರೂ ಬೇಕು, ಡೇಟಾ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ what we do, there are so many data sets available in the internet only. So we study. So suppose let me say what is crime. So ಆ ಮೂವಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕು, ರಿವ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬೇಕು, any product ಬಗ್ಗೆ. So before we buy, what we do, we try to find out whether it is a good one or not. So like this we see, and perhaps of evidentiary value to the trier of facts in a managerial, administrative, civil, and criminal investigation. In other words, it's a collection of techniques and tools used to find evidence in the computer. So you can see here what are the data seen using the forensic tools. So you can see history files. So they see what was he studying. You would have seen in IG, she sees when was his son's last mobile found, in which area it was found, where he was, what was a vehicle, what was a phone number. Like this, they find out so many things. That's what a history file. So then unallocated space, and they see after that where was the mobile, when he spoke, what was the amount he has withdrawn from ATM. All these they try to see. So that in the same way, file stack. So files also they stack it. Which one is first, which is next, which is next. So in the same way, FAT information, hidden files, formatted files, and file system on a disk, temporary files, data cluster. So you can see here, even in our laptops or mobiles, you can see different storages are there, different things. Even in your mobile also, you can see if you open a phone, in your phone also, you can see the storage. So how we see, we go for gallery. So in the gallery also, you can see they have partitioned. One is picture, another is albums, or maybe stories. So if you click on pictures, all pictures, which year, what date was that move, what were taken. And again, you can see in albums also, they say camera separate temporary files, screenshot separate files, then downloading separate files, then WhatsApp separate files, Facebook separate. So like this, there are different files, different locations. So in the same way, videos will be different. Again, in WhatsApp, documents will be different, images will be different. So then profile photos will be different, WhatsApp videos will be different. Like this, there are different ways what we see. So when you go for stories, you can see different mobiles, different things will be there. I'm just giving you with my mobile how are they stored. So you can just have a story, they'll give you this was the day, which year, what is the date. So like this, they give for a different dates. Same way here. So even in the data or in forensics also, they use different tools. So this day this was a scene, next day this was a scene, so at this particular time this one. So they have to store different files different way, and they cannot some data will be confidential, which cannot be given to public. So in that case, we have to hide those hidden files. So why do we need this forensic science? So convergence of ICT advances and pervasive use of computer worldwide, high technical capacity of modern computers and computing device, new risks for computer users. So why do we require this computer forensic? Convergence of ICT advances and the pervasive use of computers worldwide. So what we do here, so because you would have seen at least for instance from 1 year, last March to this March, maximum maximum world is online, right? So then you can imagine how many people are logging in, how many people are coming out, how many are using internet, how many hours they are using, because everything is turned to be online. So then it should be safe. My data should be safe. So that's what here need for computer forensic. Then high technical capacity of modern computers and computing devices. Then new risk for computer user. So what is a risk? So you people were saying when in the last semester, last in March, we started with Zoom and later we shifted to Google Meet. And Zoom, government of India banned some of the applications was developed by China because they were troubling us. So they banned all those applications. So that is risk, that they felt that was a thing. And we started with the Zoom and we slowly closed the Zoom and we shifted to Google Meet. So like this, there are some need for a computer forensics. So converge of ICT advances and pervasive use of computer worldwide, high technical capacity of modern computers or computing devices, new risk of computer users. Then widespread use of computer forensics is the result of increasing dependencies of law enforcement on digital evidence, ubiquity of computers that followed from a microcomputer revolution. So that's what we can see. Why do we require the forensics? So then what is a widespread use of computer forensics is the result of increasing dependencies of law enforcement on digital evidence, ubiquity of computers that followed from the microcomputer revolution. Then evidences, everything that is used to determine or demonstrate the truth of an assertion can be used in a court to convict people who are believed to have committed crimes. Handle carefully. So you would have seen in so many movies, they try to bring the victim to the court, and in between the people who want to surrender themselves, and there are evidences with them. Whoever is bringing, we were seeing in the movies that they want to erase that evidence. Then they try to make that evidence, to destroy that evidence. So that's what here we can see, handle the evidence carefully. So then cyber forensic and digital evidences, computer forensics and network forensics. So these are the two types of forensics. One is computer forensic. So try to see what is the computer forensics are, and network forensic. Computer forensics experts know the techniques to retrieve the data from files listed in standard directory search, hidden files, deleted emails and passwords, login IDs, encrypted files, hidden partitions, etc. So typically the evidence resides on computer system, user created files, user protected files, computer created files, and on computer network. So that's what we can see here, computer forensic and digital evidences. Then rules of evidences. According to the Indian Evidence Act 1872, evidence means that includes all statement which the court permits or require to be made before it by the witness in relation to matter of fact under inquiry are called oral evidence. So we see in the movies how a witness, they try to bring the witness to the court. In between, the villains don't want the witness to bring to the court, and they try to kill him, or they do something like that. So that's what his rule. And what is the evidence according to Indian Evidence Act in 1872? So is the act for evidence destroying. All documents that are produced for the inspection of the court are called documentary evidence. So whatever documents, maybe he has admitted in the hospital at that particular time because he met with accident, and he wanted some prescription, he went to this hospital, there are so many things, then that was one proof. So that proof can be submitted to the court. So that becomes as a, like this, there may be so many evidences. So all documents that are produced for the inspection of the court are called documentary evidence. Forensic analysis of email, it helps establish the authenticity of an email when suspected email, the most common means of communication, the subject of forensic analysis for digital evidence. So the email system, the hardware and software that controls the flow of email, components, email server, email gateway. So these are the forensics. So forensic analysis of email, it helps establish the authenticity of an email when suspected. Email, the most common means of communication, the subject of forensic analysis for digital evidence. So email system, hardware and software that controls the flow of email, components, email server, email gateway. Forensic analysis of email, it helps establish the authenticity of an email when suspected email, the most common means of communication, the subject of forensic analysis for digital evidence. So the path taken for digital evidence can be conceptually depicted as follows in the figure. We can see media, physical contact, then how the data is collected, it may be logical context, then information, so legal context, then finally it may be the evidence. So this is a path for a digital evidence. So first, what is a path for a digital evidence? First is physical context. So what was a physical thing, what was a media, collect all the information what they gave, that's what here the physical context. Then logical context, the data, how the data, what the data is, then legal context, information, evidence. So that's what here we can see about the path of our digital evidence. Then email system, the hardware and software that controls the flow of email, components, email server, email gateway, then RFC 2822, internet message format, several formats of an valid email address, something like joshi@host.net or John at something like this we give. So these are components where the email server or a gateway can be used. So many email address validators on the web mail to recognize some of those valid email addresses. You can see when I send I want to send any mails to you people, I should type correctly your mail IDs. If I type wrong, I'll get back the delivery message saying that this is a wrong address. So that's what here the messages will be interpreted. Then RFC 2822 standard applies only to the internet message format. So this format is applicable only for the internet. Some of the semantics of message content contains no specification of the information in the envelope. So this is what the email system and the component. I'll just stop here before we stop. So what did we see? So we have started with cyber forensic. So provide digital evidence of a specific or a general activity. Key role in investigation of cybercrime. Evidences in the case of cyber offenses. Handling of the digital forensic evidences. Computer is either the subject or the object of cyber crimes or is used as a tool to commit a cyber crime. Computer forensics or digital forensic, digital evidence is required. A fast growing profession as well as business. Computer security and computer forensics are different from each other. Use of scientifically derived and proven methods towards the preservation, collection, validation, identification, analysis, interpretation, documentation, and presentation of digital evidence and derived from digital source for the purpose of facilitating or further the reconstruction of events found to be criminal or helping to anticipate unauthorized action to be destructive to planned operation. So then what we have started with, what is digital forensic science? The application of analysis techniques to the reliable and unbiased collection, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of digital evidence. The use of scientifically derived and proven methods towards the preservation, collection, validation, identification, analysis, interpretation, documentation, and presentation of digital evidence derived from digital source for the purpose of facilitating or further the reconstruction of events found to be criminal or helping to anticipate another action shown to be disruptive to be planned operation. Then computer forensic related to the use of analytical and investigative technique to identify, collect, examine, and preserve evidence information which is magnetically stored or encoded. The lawful and ethical procedure, acquisition, analysis, reporting, safeguarding of data, and metadata derived from digital evidence, which may contain information that is notable and perhaps of evidentiary value to the entire of fact in managerial, administrative, civil, and criminal investigations. In other words, it is a collection of techniques and tools used for finding evidence in a computer. That's what we have seen. What are the different types of files allocations we can do? So then we started with need for computer forensics, converge of ICT advances and pervasive use of computer worldwide, high technical capacity of modern computer and computing devices, a new risk for computer users, then widespread use of computer forensic is the result of increasing dependencies of law enforcement on digital evidence, ubiquity of computers that uh, followed from the microcomputer evolution, evidences everything that is used to determine or demonstrate the truth of an assertion can be used in court to convict people who are believed to have committed crimes. Handled carefully. Then forensic, cyber forensic and digital evidence, computer forensics and network forensics. Computer forensic, computer forensic experts know the techniques to retrieve the data from files listed in standard dictionary search, hidden files, deleted emails and passwords, login IDs, encrypted files, hidden partitions, etc. Typically, the evidence resides on a computer system, use created files, user protected files, computer created files, and on computer network. Then the rules of evidences according to the Indian Evidence Act 1872. Evidence means and includes all the statements which the court permits or requires to be made before it by witnesses in relation to matter of fact under inquiry are called oral evidence. All documents that are produced for the inspection of the court are called documentary evidence. Forensic analysis of email, it helps establish the authenticity of an email when suspected. Email, the most common means of communication, the subject of forensic analysis for digital evidence. Email system, the hardware and software that controls the flow of email. Components, email server, email gateway. Forensic analysis of email, it helps establish the authenticity of an email when suspected. Email, the most common means of communication, the subject of forensic analysis for digital evidence. So we have seen the path taken by the digital evidence can be conceptually depicted. So we can see the physical context, it may be media. So logical context is data, and legal context, it is the information. And finally, it is the evidence. Then email system, the hardware and software that controls the flow of email. So components in the email system can be server and a gateway. So then RFC 2822, the internet message format. So just now I told if I type wrong word in your email which you have given me, I'll just get it as a it is not reached. So I'll get a mail delivery back because the format is not right. So that's what our internet message format is also there, and we have to restrict to that. The several formats like John at gmail.com, gmail.net. So like this, there are so many formats. So many email address validator on the web fails to recognize some of those valid email addresses. In RFC 2822 standard applies only the internet message format. Some of the semantics of message contents contain no specification of the information in the envelope. So I'll just stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.
Ma'am, Diksha present, ma'am.
Diksha, who are all present. Benita is present. Benita, Diksha,
Yes, ma'am.
Nayana. Nayana is present. Ishant.
Ma'am, Benita present.
Benita present. I called you, you didn't reply me. Okay. Nayana. Nayana is present. Ishant. Okay. So these two are absent. So we'll stop here. We'll continue in the tomorrow's class.